Hey guys, Matt Science here, and today we're hopefully going to finish off Initial D
Yeah, definitely, 100% gonna finish it in this video.
because we've only got like 7 episodes or so.
Yeah, so,
This is Telegamer joking, by the
yeah,
way.
hey everyone. Yeah. Alright, so,
So we're on episode 18 at this point,
yeah,
and we've
pro
just had the encounter with the gang that Kesuke was part of.
yeah. So, Project D takes a week-long break after what happened in the last episode.
Yeah, because of the oil spill.
Yeah, and while they're taking a break, they decide to help Kesuke fix his front door. Nah, it's not front door, it's forward drive. Can you imagine just like that's like
No,
take a
I
week off?
think
FD, forward drive, right?
FD. I don't know my terminology with cars.
I don't know. It seems like forward drive. Me neither. I'm guessing that
Mm,
might be what FD is.
yeah.
So Takumi, Itsuki, and Ikitani talk about last expedition
And about the last expedition to
complete
come.
with a flashback to Keisuke's race from episode 16. Yeah,
Oh yeah, the one that just happened.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was a good race. So Keisuke picks up Kyoko in Risuke's FC from the train station.
So he's currently getting his car fixed, and he's like,
So this is the first time we've ever seen a train station.
"No, we saw it in in
Oh,
season two."
because I can't really remember the train station.
Mm.
Was that
Uh,
with
it was with Itsuki,
Itsuki? Yeah,
and he dropped off. What was it?
that girl,
Kazumi.
Kazumi. Yeah,
That's right.
yeah, that's it. Because when you don't really look at.
Because he was pulled over from like the opposite side of the train station.
That's right. That's right. You got your charger?
Yeah.
Uh, what were we? So Kyoko and Keisuke look over the
I
Gunma area
I
from a
tried to figure out the exact building they were in and all that because that's how dedicated I am to research.
yeah,
I was actually trying to figure out the exact building, but the location that they were at, there was no building of that sort.
yeah. So I don't know what's like. Yeah, because like with me, like some of the buildings, in anime and that they're real and some of them are fake.
Yeah.
So when you try to look them up, like you can't really get
Well, you can
good
find
information.
the location, but not the building.
Yeah, where it's based. So Project D's next area is Ibaraki. That's right,
Uh,
Ibaraki.
Ibaraki.
So Kyoko asks Keisuke if she can continue to support him, and I'm pretty sure I remember how
He
this.
says no.
Yeah, I was thinking because she want to date him like in the previous episode or something. He said no,
Uh,
he wants to focus on
yeah.
facing. That was
And then she's like, at least let me support you now.
yeah,
And he's still like, no, you are too much of a distraction for me.
yeah.
Meaning he probably likes her.
Yeah. So Risuke and Fumihiro plan a complete overhaul for Keisuke's FD, which will boost BFD's racing capabilities.
So basically, the FD gets a whole facelift.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta be careful because like when you when you overhaul a car, like if you give it a new engine and that, the steering
I
is.
don't think it's the engine that they do. It's mainly just the design
Yeah,
of
but
the
I mean
car.
like with if you work on because the design of the car that's the exterior.
Yeah.
I'm talking about when you work interior, like with Takumi.
Yeah.
Remember when you got the new engine and his
Yeah.
car was like that?
Hard to control.
Yeah, that's kind of like this.
Well,
A lot
Takumi
like
got
this.
a major upgrade.
Yeah,
Keisuke doesn't get that much of an upgrade, I think.
yeah,
I think it's still the same engine. It's just mainly a visual overhaul.
yeah. So Keisuke and Kyoko go to a restaurant for dinner as friends, following a run down Akagi Pass. So
Yeah,
it's like, cause he's
quite the trip.
yeah, it's like you're a distraction. You can't support me. You know what? Effort. Let's go out for dinner. Reminds me of Vegeta from Dragon
Well,
Ball
he's
Z.
doing it to say thanks for the whole car thing, like
Yeah,
letting him use her car
yeah,
for that race.
yeah. So Keisuke says his technique gets sloppy when he gets serious, which is weird. But if he gets serious,
he gets worse.
Yeah. So he just has to relax it, just like have a joint, just like
He needs to become Bunta.
yeah. I'm the master. No, Bunta smokes. He doesn't smoke joints. He
No,
smokes cigarettes.
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Joints, cigarettes are almost the same thing.
Joints are marijuana.
Oh.
Cigarettes are tobacco. What do you mean they're the same thing?
I mean, in terms of smoking.
Yeah. Okay, so where was Keisuke? Keisuke previously hung out with a bad crowd until getting his TWD license. Which,
No, it's a 4-wheel drive.
oh, 4-wheel drive. It looks like a T. Sorry about that. It's like TWD license. What the hell's that?
It's a 4-wheel drive license.
Yeah.
And Keisuke is just like,
'cause
yeah,
he
let's
doesn't-
go out for a drive, and then he just riffs on his own brother, and is like,
Because Keisuke doesn't really seem like the type of person that get in with a bad crowd, you know? Because we don't. It's not.
you
until
don't see his past.
Yeah, because it focuses on Bunta. You know about Bunta's past, and it focuses on his son Takumi.
It doesn't. You don't get much about Bunta's past.
Yeah, but it's a lot more than you get from Keisuke.
Yeah, like we know Bunta beat Kieshi.
I think so.
Like canonically, he beat the Drift King in this storyline.
Yeah, even Ikatani, you learn a bit about his past, but you don't learn much.
No, you don't really learn much about.
I swear, there's something about Ikatani's past that gets brought up at some point.
You're talking about Marco, aren't you?
Yeah, I think
No, that's during the story.
during the story.
Yeah, because he only ever met Marco during the story with the Impact Blue race.
No, I must be thinking of flashback then.
Nah, I don't think there's any like. As far with Ikutani and Kenji, we know that they're part of the Akina Speed Stars. That's all we really learn about them at the start.
Oh, I must be.
And we don't get flashbacks to before that.
Oh, no. Oh, I don't know what I'm talking about then. Okay, so Risuke showed Keisuke the world of racing in his FC on Akagi Pass 3 years ago.
And Keisuke's response in that moment,
What'd he say?
he's like, well, he
wasn't impressed, was he?
No, he tells Kyoko that he thought, oh, my brother's gonna kill both of us in an accident. But nah.
Don't remember that. So Keisuke tells Kyoko he can't date anyone right now and to not come back. And it's like, this guy's literally pushing her away. Then when she's too far gone, he's like got a leash and just like,
No.
come back here, let's go for dinner. Okay, we had dinner.
No,
I'll
that
pull on the
again,
cord,
that
mate.
whole dinner thing was just him paying her back for letting him use her car for the Land Evo race.
But didn't he say he? But wouldn't that be a distraction?
His car's currently being fixed.
Yeah, I know. But it's just like this guy. It's like
He can't
pick an
practice.
angle and
He can't practice in his brother's car because it's not the same as his car.
yeah, it's like Keisuke. Just pick one road and drive in that direction.
No, when his car is fully fixed, he goes back to that road.
Yeah. Well,
He's just taking the break that he needs.
well, it's clear what Kyoko must do.
What?
Break his legs. That way they can be together. Alright.
We'll break his legs.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh my gosh, that just makes me think of Ruby.
Which Ruby episode was that? Two seasons.
I know it's in the first season. When John's like, he does that to everyone, like, and he's talking about Carden in that moment.
I think I know what you mean.
And Nora's just like, we'll break his legs.
Yeah, so he said, so to continue with that, Keisuke won't date anyone until Project D finishes
So yeah,
the race, right?
so he's not saying that he hates her. Again, like, to beat a dead horse, he's not saying that he hates her or likes her. He's just too focused on a project
Be gone, Fort.
to date anyone.
That's like him, be gone, Fort. Have you seen those memes
Mm-hmm.
with the anime girls? Big, and they've got the holy cross, big on the fort, and they're like vampires. What anime was that from? Okay.
By the way, remember that scene from ages ago that I mentioned with the high kick, like the little girl doing the high kick? That was actually from Black Bullet.
Oh, was it
Yeah,
Black Bullet? I think
like where the guys like don't high kick in the skirt.
Black Bullet, Black Bullet.
I haven't seen it, but I remembered that moment,
I think I've seen Black Bullet.
and I found it on YouTube. I'm like,
I
it
think I know
was-
what Black Bullet is. I just can't place the title.
Mm.
I think I know what one is. So Keisuke and Kyoko go for one last drive, full throttle down Akagi Pass,
yeah,
and
he doesn't hold back on it,
yeah, he's like, yeah,
and,
the sooner I get
and
this
she
over,
can tell that it's completely different from his normal
yeah, it's like
relaxed style.
the sooner I take you home and get you out of my life, the better. That's why he was going so fast. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna go drop you off now. Yeah, so I can continue racing. Alright, so every morning Takumi races his other self.
So what that literally is?
It's like he's timing himself,
No,
right?
no,
Isn't that what he's doing when he was
no, not at all. He's not timing himself at all.
Didn't he used to do that before?
No, it's
Is that-
because of the two cars.
Two cars.
He's driving the Impreza and the AE86.
Ah, yeah, that's right. And he's testing
No,
himself. Like he drives one and then he drives the other one to see if he can beat.
no. To literally say it how Bunta says it, in the Impreza he's outrunning the 86, but in the 86 he's trying to catch the Impreza, which he
Yeah.
can't do.
Yeah.
That's the whole idea of the lesson.
Yeah, because I swear,
Tell
wasn't there? I swear there was some point where he uses a stopwatch to time himself, or
No, that's
someone else.
That's the events that they're doing. The time events.
That's right, time event. Sorry, I'm just getting stuff mixed up. I
Yeah.
haven't seen it in a while, so everything's just muddling together. Okay, so Takumi has been racing for almost a year now.
And still he's learning.
Yeah, it's like with karate, you know, it takes decades to
Be a master of it.
yeah. So Takumi will never catch the Impreza in the AE86 because he's improving in both cars at the same time.
Yeah.
And
Exactly the point that I said.
Yeah. So Takumi's reasoning skill will increase by having 2 standards in both cars and 1 standard in the AE86.
That's another part of the whole point of Bunta's lesson.
Yeah.
For Takumi, because if he's racing with one standard, and at some point that standard is going to fail him.
Yeah. So Keisuke tests out the FD's new setup, and while this is happening, Project D's next you find out about Project D's next opponents.
And
Who are tougher than the Toto School.
Again, bring up the Toto School again. Toto School, like, once certain characters appear, they resonate throughout the whole series. And it's just
If they're memorable and that. Like, not if they're memorable,
no,
but
even
even the minor ones, because they get referenced.
yeah, like probably the only characters that have not appeared are the 2 Land Evo drivers.
Those were the ladies, right?
No, the previous group that they raced. Remember?
Oh, yeah, the ones that tried to beat them up.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
No, the ones that tried to get the guys to beat them up.
Oh, yeah. Goddamn cowards.
Yeah, and then when Keisuke walked over, they're like, "Oh, hey, buddy."
Yeah.
And the people that paid them, they were going to pay them, went white as a ghost.
Yeah. So Saitama ended up being a training stage leading into Ibaraki.
Ibaraki?
Yeah. And so Keisuke wonders if Ryusuke calculates everything when figuring out the next prefecture Project D goes.
Which I'm pretty sure he does. I'm pretty sure he does this stuff to make sure his Project D can win any race.
Okay. Yeah. So Keisuke feels like he won't lose with the FD's new setup. We'll just have to wait and see.
And it's going to be a bit embarrassing for him.
Yeah. And that ends episode 18, which we're on 19 now.
They're on 19.
So Dr. Toshiya
Joshima.
Is it? Are you sure it's not Hoshima?
No, Joshima.
Like Jesus for J.
Do you
Hezima.
want a broken nose?
I don't know. I'm just saying.
Do you want a broken nose?
Alright, so Joshima drives a Honda S2000 nicknamed Godarm.
And then there's Kozo Hoshino, who drives a Nissan Skyline, and is nicknamed Godfoot.
Yeah, which is weird. Exodia, how awesome would that be? If you have like 5 races, like the 5 gold cards from Yu-Gi-Oh! With like Exodia's head, Exodia's left arm, right arm, left leg, right leg. That'd be a mad team. And they just got painted Exodias on the top of the cars. So when the cars come together, you can see like the arms and it makes like a weird looking Exodia, but that'd be pretty cool.
So these two characters, they're good friends, and they refer to each other as Joe and Ko.
Yeah.
So
Joko.
There's a joke in that, isn't there?
There's a Joko in that. So the GTRB spec to
No, that's the full description of the car.
Alright, so both Toshiya and Kozu are veteran members of Purple Shadow, which is another racing group.
Yeah, and they are like, we're taking this race because we
have the power of God.
No,
I guarantee you that would.
No, that's not what they said.
I know, but can you imagine? Like, I guarantee you, like
that'd be a lie.
Yeah,
that'd be a lie. That'd be a cliche line if I've ever heard one.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I guarantee you that people would hate hearing that continuously. Can you imagine using turbo? I have the power of God. Drifts around the corner. So Toshiya and Koza are excited to race Project D
because, like, again, they're literally nicknamed Godarm and Godfoot. So that's why they're taking on this race, because they've heard so much about Project D and how well they're doing that they're like, we need to stop them, basically. But not like the other group. They're actually really nice.
Yeah, so Toshiya and Kozu run some more laps of their home course.
Yeah.
And we learn a bit about them, I believe. Just a little.
We find that, like, as I put there, we find out that Toshiya is a doctor and Kozu's a bit chubby.
Yeah, that's why he's got a friend who's a doctor.
Yeah.
So
that's exactly it.
Because, that's got cholesterol, man.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta watch out for cholesterol in big boned people.
Yeah.
It's not good.
Yeah. Whether cool Takumi to meet up, and I think they meet up at the gas station. I'm not 100% sure.
I can't remember. So Takumi thinks he might lose soon.
Which is a terrifying thought, because he's a main character.
Yeah.
He's not supposed to lose.
Yeah, but people that's what people love. They love seeing a character lose and then come back for the win, The underdog.
Like in season 2.
Yeah, because it's like
in season 2 going into the movie.
Yeah, that's like with manga, for example. A lot of people in America are reading manga instead of comics.
Really?
Because the comics are all shit, and they're talking about, okay, yeah, you can do this, you can do that easily. Or with manga, it's like, okay, you want to do something, you fail at it, because it's like these people have in comics they have no training. Yeah. They can just easily do it. Whereas in manga, it's like you try to do something, you fail, and you have to get better at it, and then keep trying, because that's what people want. Because no one wants to see really someone defeat an enemy that easily. Like it depends on the circumstances and the writing of the character. Like Saitama, for example, that's pretty funny how he was fighting so much and then he just got so bored. He was like, I don't really want to
fight. I saw like there was a compilation video of like the truck, like people getting hit by the trucks in anime.
Yeah.
And there was the one in One Punch Man where
I know what you mean.
the other guy stops the whole truck.
Yeah.
Or like picks up the truck. I'm pretty sure he
Yeah,
does.
yeah, I know. That's a funny
And so I was just like, he ran over the food.
Yeah.
And it was a plastic bag, not a cat.
Yeah, alright, so back to this.
Yeah.
So Risuke and Fumihiro decide to bring a fourth band for everything they need to Ibaraka.
Ibaraki.
Sorry.
I'm pretty sure it's just they brought a scooter along
Yeah.
to take along the course, so they could look at the course closer.
Yeah, they brought their drones as well with cameras on them so they can use them to follow the cars. No.
Nah.
No, but you know, I mean,
If it was set in the modern age, that would be
Yeah.
a cool thing to do.
yeah,
But no, this is still set in like 2000s, I
early
think.
2000s. So word has reached the Toto school about the Ibaraki race, and so people are like, aren't people like going, who's gonna win? Nah.
Yes, and Toto literally suggests that Daiki and Smiley Sakai go there as a learning experience.
Yeah. So Project D arrives on Furet's line, which spans across Oshito and Shibachi in Ibaraki. But I have no idea where these places are.
So I went to the wiki. They spelled it fruits on there, and like
Yeah.
that's not right. Like I clicked on the real on because
So
on the
it's
wiki they have a
Furet's.
that on the website they have on the wiki they have a link to the real road location.
Yeah.
And it said fruits line.
Fruits. Okay, not fruits.
Yeah.
Okay.
You'd notice my scribble there.
Yeah.
I was started writing fruits and I'm like, wait, I better check this.
Yeah, so Takumi and Keisuke start their practice runs.
As they normally do, both at the same time, going up and down.
And this is before the others arrive, I believe, just the other competitors.
No, all the competitors are there at the same time.
Oh, who am I thinking of then? So I'm pretty sure that someone arrives just as the race is going to start.
Are you thinking of Kyoko in the previous race?
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I'm just. Yeah.
So Project E brought a moped for Keisuke and Takumi to use to analyze the course.
Yeah.
Like, actually really take in all the details.
Yeah, so they know when to turn
and know everything about the course.
Yes, make sure to know where likely the other opponents are going to release oil spills, so they can fill those like with fake. They get like potholes. So when the oil spills, it just goes in the pothole. Be like, yeah, oil.
The fake pothole.
Yeah, oil can't get me now.
Oh my gosh.
So Rizuke figures out that Takumi has been getting his own practice outside of Project D's view, which is so shocking because they're a team.
No,
you don't practice by yourself. That is blasphemy.
Well, then Keisuke can't do it either.
Yeah, I know. I was making a joke.
Yeah, but the fact that Rosuke figured that out without just from the look on Takumi, and how he's been driving the A86 recently, is impressive.
Yeah. So whether Takumi loses or wins, he'll experience sudden growth in skill. I like how you put loses or wins instead of wins or loses.
Yeah.
Because we already know how this race is gonna play out.
I just put that's just my natural inclination of writing at times. Like, I don't have a pattern of writing most of my stuff, but...
Yeah, so spoiler alert, so Takumi will lose the race. So Keisuke asked for the rear area to be raised a bit. Oh, the rear area was of the vehicle, right?
Yeah.
Because I was thinking rear area, you can't do that to the road.
I thought you were going to make an ass joke.
Yeah. Nah.
So Kozo talks to Keisuke about youth and relationships. Of course he does.
Yeah.
Because Keisuke needs to get into a relationship at some point.
Yeah.
Apparently.
And Kozo extends a proposal for a mixed race, which Keisuke accepts because, you know.
So, and a mixed race is uphill and downhill.
Are you sure?
It's basically what the race that Takumi did against Tomoyuki.
I'm pretty sure mixed race is when you have two people of different nationalities have a kid, and the kid is mixed race. Yeah, because you see the way you worded it extends a proposal for a mixed race, which Keisuke accepts. So he's like, he accepts he's gonna have a child with someone else of
No,
a different
I
nationality.
actually-
they're gonna be mixed race. That's how you word
I'm
it.
using the wording from the show in that.
Yeah. No, the way
'Cause-
they worded it makes it sound like he's gonna be the
Oh my
person
gosh.
of a different race,
Mm.
and they're gonna have a mixed race children.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Don't be alarmed by the stuff that my friend's saying.
Yeah, it's just the wording of it makes it sound completely different than.
No, we're
What's
actually talking
meant.
about Initial D, which is a racing anime.
There you go, it's a race. You bring up race again. Yeah. See the way he treats me.
No, I don't know what Hyperdimension Neptunia is.
Is that anime?
I feel like that might be like something from an anime.
Sounds badass. It's badass title for an
Wait.
anime.
The closest thing I know is Sailor Moon.
Sailor Moon. Oh yeah, you can't
I haven't watched Sailor Moon, that's the thing.
Me either. Well, I've seen the clips, but not the.
Yeah,
actual
I've seen
anime.
clips as well.
You know they banned Sailor Moon memes on Twitter.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
It's like you say something like the Sailor Moon joke, not you banned.
So what's Hyperdimension Neptunia?
Oh, they're typing it out. Yeah.
It doesn't look like they're typing it.
Oh, they left.
Oh,
no,
it is an anime. It's a new anime, I guess.
English dub. Oh, better add it to the list.
No.
Sad. Alright, so.
Maybe not. Maybe at some point.
Alright, I'll take a look at it after we finish this.
Yeah.
Alright, so Takumi and Keisuke stay at a.
Hello. Hold on.
Yeah, so I'm making a fan fiction on this anime.
Is it a new anime?
I don't think so, actually.
Because I haven't heard of it.
By the way, we're recording a podcast right now. Just as a heads up.
Interesting.
Because right now we're talking about Initial D. We're currently in the 4th season on episode 19.
Yeah.
And we're literally on the 9th part of this whole series.
Yeah.
That's how long this has taken.
I thought it was like 4th or 5th part.
No.
Are we
Well,
allowed to
in
talk
the
about
4th
fan
season,
fictions
but...
here or no?
Pardon?
Are we allowed to talk about fan fictions here or no?
Well, right now we're talking about Initial D.
But like, if you have a fan fiction, you can go ahead and say it.
Maybe in some other episode.
Okay.
No, that's not cool.
You can mention what your fan fiction is, but you don't need to read it or anything like that.
Alright. Should I type it or just say it?
You can just say it.
Okay, so it's on Wattpad, and my fanfiction is Forest Child in Hyperdimension Neptunia. A
Cool.
crossover between Star Wars and Hyperdimension Neptunia. There you go.
Oh, nice.
Which Star Wars is this a crossover?
It's from there's a character from Revenge of the Sith, well actually the Clone Wars, that is my OC. Basically, it's a main character of my own.
Yeah.
Let me just I'll bring this up on my phone. Take a look at it real
Alright.
quick.
Let me continue on this.
I just have to turn on my phone because I turned it off. So, what's the story about? Like, what happens in it?
Let's see. You want me to give? It's a pretty informative background.
Oh, okay.
I can just type this in. I'm pasting my main character's personality
Okay.
in here.
Oh,
And-
oh my.
That's a lot.
Well, it's about his past as
Yeah.
well. It talks about his events on why he's how he is.
Okay.
because the 12th chapter, there's 11 chapters that are before the actual crossover starts. It takes place in the Star Wars universe during the Clone Wars, and then the crossover begins in the 12th chapter. So
maybe
hold on, I got it up now. So
maybe after the game episode that we're gonna do, we could do an episode where we talk about like stuff like this,
Alright, so-
fan fiction stuff.
so Wattpad, what was it
all
called?
right, yeah, yep, Wattpad. That's it.
Alright, so I'm going on Wattpad now.
So I have mentioned previously that I have my own idea for a crossover story, and I'm pretty sure I mentioned it on the podcast, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you did.
This is the first time I've been here on the podcast. So
Yeah, I had made mention of a crossover series that I've been. I suck at writing. I cannot write at all. But I've had a crossover storyline in my mind that is like it's Ruby and Future Diary.
So what's the story called?
I'll just type it in.
Alright, just
It'll
type
be
it.
much better.
Alright, because I'll take a quick look at this.
Type that exactly.
Okay. Let's put it in.
Wow. It's right there.
My story jumps around the Clone Wars, mainly the battles, because it would
was
take
there
too
earlier.
long. It would take like 100
Yeah.
chapters to explain the entire path
That's
to my character.
Halfway dimension.
So
Neptune. Yeah.
to understand this crossover, you might want to watch the Rebirth 3 game of Hyperdimension Neptunia. There's a game as well. So that's what this one takes place in.
It was.
There's like 10 games.
Yeah.
We're just trying to find it right now.
Cause I just saw it.
Alright.
Just remove the last two words, and it might come. And I think it'll come up because it came up earlier. No, keep removing.
Just to tell you, this is a very dark fanfiction.
There it is.
Okay.
You missed the word in.
Is this the Jedi Padawan Papillon
Yeah.
in the Clone Wars?
Yes, correct.
That's it.
Okay. Yeah, you missed the word in on that title. That's why it didn't come up.
Okay.
Apparently, you have to be
Yep, he's
spot
an
on.
OC. He's a character I made.
Okay. Yeah, I like writing stories, like not fanfic, but I try to create original stuff because I find it's better that way because it doesn't contradict lore.
That's sort of what I've been trying to do.
Although I'm
My
a
own
terrible
personal
writer, so
We're both terrible writers, but we're both good at coming up with ideas.
yeah.
Although with recent stuff in Ruby, my idea might be a bit ruined.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine is darker than most stories.
It
If you
depends.
read my thing I wrote down here in the chat, it shows how dark it is.
Yeah. Dark, Clone Wars Dimension, Hyper Dimension, Neptunia, Star Wars.
We might read it later because we're trying to finish off Initial D at the moment.
Yeah.
All right. Do you think I can? I don't know what it is though. Initial D actually.
It's a car anime. It's about racing cars and drifting.
Yeah, it's
I
pretty
usually
interesting.
watch Isekai.
Isekai.
That's a certain type of anime.
Certain type.
So like the Overlord has an isekai version.
Okay, because I don't know what Isekai is.
Overlord reincarnated as a slime, the Shield hero.
Shield. Oh, I've heard of Shield Hero.
Yeah.
Oh, Isekai is a type of genre.
Yeah.
Is it? Oh, okay. Sorry, I was thinking Isekai. I was like trying to picture in my head if I've seen the anime.
Reincarnation.
Reincarnation.
Truck
Yeah.
Truck gun. Yeah.
Hey, we better continue on this
Alright.
because I'm sorry, Scarlet King. We gotta continue on this You can stick around if you want to.
Alright. I can just listen.
Okay.
I want to listen. I'll listen. I'll mute myself until you're done.
Yeah. Awesome. So right now we're up to the point where both Keisuke and Takumi feel the pressure of the upcoming race, and they get sent to a bed and breakfast to relax.
It felt
for the
like
day.
bed and breakfast, knowing damn well I'm surprised they didn't go to an auto shop or something like that to relax, because they're more comfortable with cars.
Well, it is summer, so having them sleep in their cars would be way too hot for them,
Yeah.
and that's like an important part of this whole thing.
Yeah. And while they're at the bed and breakfast, the two talk about Furret's line and how hard it will be. Because it's not like it's out of all the tracks, is this meant to be like the hardest one?
Yes.
Yeah.
It like each track is supposed to be harder than the last, in a sense.
Yeah.
Although sometimes it's not the track that's hard, it's the opponent.
Yeah. We got here Takumi falls asleep fast, which is not a good idea when you're driving.
No, it's because he's laying on the bed and he's just really comfy, and he's just like,
Yeah.
absolutely out.
Yeah. So Kenta
And,
tries.
and Keisuke is surprised by how fast Takumi falls asleep in the scene. It's just like Keisuke gets through one line and Takumi's already.
That reminds me of the SpongeBob episode where Squidward plays his clarinet. Patrick's listening. And he's just like, just falls asleep. So Kenta tries to get a natural tan, which doesn't. I remember the scene does not go the way he planned.
He doesn't really get it.
Yeah.
He doesn't get a tan at all. He's just like,
which is
it
really
still looks the same.
Yeah. And he's like going, "Oh, I got a tan." It's like, you're not tan.
Yeah, so Takumi takes the moped to analyze Fruit's line up close again, because that's how much that's the dedication that they're taking to this whole project.
Yeah.
They have the camera stuff like of the footage beforehand, but then they have the moped to be like, okay, there's stuff that we might have missed in the video that we saw, so take the time to notice that stuff.
Yeah. Alright, so Project D have fan sites dedicated to Project D races.
And you missed the first race is actually Keisuke's race rather than Takumi's race.
Kozo and the Sun versus Keisuke's FD on Furret's line mix. Sorry, my mistake.
That's all good.
And that brings us to episode
20. And how many more episodes are there?
5 more. 25 episodes.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna do it. We're gonna power through.
We're gonna get through this.
Yeah.
20 is a short one though.
Yeah. So
on details.
Ryusuke gives Keisuke advice for his race with Kozo and lets him know that Kozo has a habit of slacking off mid-race. That's not
what Ryusuke says.
Yeah.
We just find out that Kozo has a habit of slacking off.
Are you sure he doesn't tell him?
No, he doesn't.
I could have sworn he does.
Ryusuke does not give direct advice. You gotta remember that.
Oh, it must have been when they're racing. Keisuke notices it then.
No,
then
he does not find out at all. Is
it
no the advice?
Is it Takumi who finds out he slacks off during the race then? Or?
No,
I'm pretty sure someone figures it out and uses it against him.
No, it's not used against him at all. No, so the advice that Ryusuke gave was to leave a gap of 7 seconds.
Okay. Well, I'm thinking of a different race
to catch up with Kozo, but no, Toshiya mentions that fact.
Because I gotta watch this because I watched it once and then we do these, so it's like
you need to at least watch it twice, man.
Yeah. So Kozo leads first with Keisuke following in the first race.
Yeah.
And Takumi has had an unnerving feeling since meeting Kozo and Toshiya yesterday.
Like the whole proposal of the mixed race that Kozo presented to Kesuke was actually an advantage to Kesuke.
Yeah. So Kozo used to drive an R32, but he doesn't anymore.
Similarly, Sakai explains how a GTR can't drift at all, but Kozo managed to drift it, shocking even Todo. Which is just hilarious. The teacher of a school dedicated to drifting was shocked that this guy managed to drift an undriftable car.
How did he drift it? Because didn't he have it modified or something?
No.
Because how's he drift then? Because I honestly don't know.
I
can't remember. Yeah, I can't remember either. So Kazo has a habit of voicing what he's thinking mid-race, so it's like just talking out loud.
Like a lot of the races we see, like the characters' thoughts going through their heads and all that. But Kozo, you don't need that at all.
Because he just talks. Unlike the others where they're thinking, he's talking, right? Just muttering to himself.
No, he's loud.
Yeah, but it's not in his head. I mean, I swear he's talking.
Yeah, he's actually talking, and he's not, and he's yelling and all that.
Yeah.
And he does that so that he doesn't focus too much.
Yeah. So Kesuke was overconfident going into this race.
Yeah, and again, the next point is what I just explained.
Yeah.
So, and Toshiya is waiting a lot already, because that's going to play a factor.
Yeah. So managing true performance is the key to Kesuke winning.
Ignore
that. Yeah, but sadly, Kesuke doesn't manage for high performance.
No, he does. He does.
Doesn't help him win.
It wasn't about winning in that race. It was about being able to catch up to Kozo going into so he gets into the second race.
Yeah. Where
he leads.
Yeah. So Ryusuke is wagering the race on the downhill section.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Kesuke figures out what Ryusuke meant about the 7-second gap.
And it's more being able to catch up in that 7-second gap.
Yeah. So Kesuke, because you see, Ryusuke is like a wise sage. He doesn't tell you the answer. He offers wisdom and little hints. He's like a fortune cookie, which you open and you read, and it's like, I have no idea what this means. And it's like, I see what you mean. So Kesuke maintains the gap, but Kozu catches onto it.
And then we see it again. We keep going back to the guys from Todo School. Mainly Smiley Sakai.
Because Smiley Sakai is the same person, but Smiley's just a nickname, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
people gave him that name because he smiles a lot in the show.
Yeah.
He's always smiling in the show, and people find it creepy, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, so Smiley Sakai figures out Kesuke is betting on the downhill section instead of the hill climb.
And I think they go back to Sakai a lot because he's the one that raced against Kozo and lost to him.
So Takumi says that the GTR disappearing from the windshield is probably a terrible feeling for Kesuke.
Yeah, it would be a terrifying thing to know that you're so far behind.
Yeah, and then Ryusuke, he's surprised at how fast Kesuke has learned accelerator handling and true management. And tire management. Why am I saying true management? What is true management like?
It manages the truth, man. It manages the truth.
What his true management of how he
I'm gonna get a quick drink.
And how he works at the gas station. His true management skills. So Kozo reaches the turning point first, and he ends up winning the race. But Kesuke was only behind Kazu by 6 seconds, not 7, which is a second better than 7, right?
Yeah, but Ryusuke was leave a 7 second gap.
Then he left a 6-second.
Because, like, Ryusuke's like, a second too little or too much, you're going to lose.
Right, so that finishes episode 21, episode 21.
And Keisuke has to catch up so much.
Yeah. So Takumi says that Keisuke has run the downhill as much as the hill climb.
Yeah, so he actually has an advantage over Takumi in a sense,
Yeah. Yeah, so,
considering he knows both the uphill and the downhill.
yeah. So Keisuke catches up to Kozo, and Kozo almost fell silent.
Which is a bad thing, because he would concentrate too much, and that would cause him to lose the race.
Yeah. Yeah, so Kozo used the same overgutter technique Takumi uses, which is like, mate, you stole Takumi's move.
No,
How could you know? That's Takumi's signature move. You don't do that in anime.
no.
You don't steal someone's signature moves. That's what if Vegeta in Dragon Ball Z used the Kamehameha? That's like Goku's signature
you don't
move.
get it, don't you?
Yeah, I get it. I was making a joke. Yeah, so even Keisuke shortcuts over the gutter.
So yeah, like, the overgo thing becomes common. Like, because that's sort of the whole point. Like, even though Takumi's learning new things, other people already know the techniques.
Yeah.
But he needs those techniques if he wants to keep up.
Yeah. So, not seeing your opponent is more stressful than being neck and neck, because if you can't see them, you don't know what angle they're coming from, and you could end up crashing, and you both could crash and die as a result.
No, it's more the fact that you could easily just lose. Like, you don't know how far ahead your opponent is.
Yeah, because if you're driving and you're in front and you can't see the person behind you, and you try to look back, you get distracted, you crash the car. I'd say that's...
No. That's why they have the mirrors.
Yeah, like that. But they you take a quick glance and that. Imagine like you're trying to do a drift.
You don't
quickly look up. Oh shit! There's stuff up the drift.
You don't do it during a turn. You always do it before a turn and after a turn.
Oh, but kids these
not
days,
in the middle
driving. It's terrible.
Unless you're Takumi.
Yeah, unless you Takumi. Takumi's been training for 5 years. He knows what he's doing.
Keisuke is about 3 or 4 seconds behind Kozo, and Keisuke actually gets a glimpse of the car.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm catching this fucker.
So Keisuke's chances of winning are 50-50, like when you flip a coin for heads or tails.
Yeah.
50-50. So Kozo's front tire traction is about gone.
And Keisuke has fully closed the 6-second gap, which is pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, so Keisuke leads with Kazu following in the second race. And during the second race, Ryusuke knows that the second race will be turbulent.
Because we don't know what's going to happen until it happens. That's what most anime is anyway, isn't it?
Yeah.
You don't know what's going to happen until the moment it happens.
Unless you read the manga first.
I don't read manga.
Maybe you should, then you know what would happen.
No. It is the worst. It's worse than just watching a trailer. It's the reading equivalent of a trailer.
So there was nothing wrong with reading manga. I read manga. So Kozo follows on Keisuke's bumper.
And Kozo planned for a second race in case he didn't win the first one.
Yeah. So Kozo attempts to pass Keisuke, but it doesn't work. Keisuke and Kozo reach the turnaround point side by side. And while this happens, Kozo passes on the inside of the turnaround point, forcing Keisuke to the outside.
And Takumi saw the fact that Kozo entered the turn first.
Yeah, because his eyes are like so sharp, man. It's like,
yeah,
they're like fly eyes. He's just looking around. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah,
like the Terminator, he can analyze everything.
Yeah. And Kozo finally falls silent and starts drifting,
which is good for Keisuke because
He's
Now
a
that-
drifter.
Now that Kozo shut his mouth, he's concentrating. And
Yeah.
because he's concentrating,
But Kesuke can't pass Kozo because of his drifting.
yeah.
So, what does Kesuke do? Fights drift with drift.
And Kesuke's competitive spirit has taken over his reasoning. So he's not thinking straight.
And then we'll find out that Kozo's GTR is overshooting on its own now because of the tire traction being so little.
So Kesuke and Kozo get side by side, and Kozo accidentally bumps Kesuke, but Kesuke still pulls ahead of Kozo. And Kesuke ends up beating Kozo and throws his fists in the air in victory, like, yeah,
It's
solidarity.
like he's driving the car, it's just like...
You can't do that anymore, you know?
What?
In America, you can't go like that. You can't throw your fist in the air.
Why?
Because like, that's going to be like black power, and if you're white, you can't
Oh
go
my god.
like that. You can't even cheer. It's like, yeah.
God damn you, America.
Yeah, I know. I know. It's
I'm not offending you, America.
just with the
It's just
woke
your whole
culture.
race thing.
No, it's just woke culture, man. It's disease.
Mhm.
It's like they're on a whole nother level over there.
Okay.
And that's the end of episode 21, and
We're on to the final race of this whole series for what we have watched.
yeah, episode 22. So Koso admits defeat to Kesuke and apologizes for bumping Kesuke's car, which I still think was intentional. I don't
No,
think
it wasn't intentional. His car was sliding out. And
Yeah.
Kesuke was passing on the outside, I think.
Mhm.
And so he just ended up sliding.
I don't believe that for a minute. Sabotage was going on.
No, there was no sabotage.
So Ikutani and Itsuki go to the family's restaurant to cool down.
And Kenji just shows up out of nowhere. It's
Yeah,
like,
and he just joins them. And so the three of them are the only group of guys at the restaurant.
and there's everyone else is couples all around.
Yeah.
Which is a clear indication of February.
Yeah.
Like Valentine's Day.
And so there's what's this perfect
There's
joke from a lady hearing what Kenji said. What was the joke?
Uh,
I don't remember that.
no, it's not really a joke. It's more like she's just offended by like what he said.
Oh yeah.
And
And by his eyes are like
And he's like-
bulge out.
no, that he's just like
Yeah.
he just gets angry because it's like the pervert joke that's not obvious. It's just like it's an overhearing something joke combined with that.
Because I really don't remember what the joke was.
He like Kenji says something, and the lady's like, "Hey," and he's just like,
So
like,
Ikutani,
"I wasn't even talking to you, lady."
so Ikutani, Itsuki, and Kenji all want female partners, not racing partners. Partners as in dates.
Well,
Just to clear that up. So Takumi's AE86 versus Toshiya's Honda on Fruits Lane downhill. This is
the line,
yeah
not
line.
lane.
Line,
You
sorry.
said lane.
My mistake. This is later. This is after the restaurant.
Yeah.
Uh,
No, this is sort of like happening at the same time as the group, as the guys are at the restaurant.
Or is it like is one of them a flashback or
No, it's concurrent.
concurrently?
A lot of the stuff in the show is very concurrent with each other, even though it jumps between scenes a lot.
Yeah. Okay. So Toshiya asks why Takumi chose the AE86, to which Takumi answers it was originally his dad.
But now it's his,
Yeah.
because he literally owns the car.
Yeah, and Toshiya doesn't know that his dad's Bunta, so he's like he doesn't really know like the history of the AE86 and what
No,
Takumi-
he as soon as he says that it's his dad's, he's sort of like, oh, that's like interesting.
Yeah, but he doesn't know the history of the AE86. Like
Yeah, he doesn't fully know it, but he's aware that this guy's really good.
So Risuke says Toshiya has no weakness and to just endure long enough to beat Toshiya.
So it's sort of like he does have a weakness.
Yeah.
And that's endurance.
So Risuke also says to just focus on the cause, not Toshiya.
Literally, his words are, "He's a ghost to you,"
Yeah.
and that is in reference to the type of training that Takumi's been getting from.
And his car is nothing more than a shell. So you could say that Toshiya is a ghost
in
a
the shell.
Yeah.
You're killing it with the dad jokes.
Yeah, no, they're terrible.
Are you sure you don't have any kids?
No. No. They sound like terrible dad jokes.
Yeah, that's why I asked.
Yeah. So Risuke also says to just focus on the course, not Toshiya.
You just read that one.
Sorry, Risuke says he has no weakness. Let's just Takumi leads in the first race with Toshiya following,
which is not the best position for him.
Yeah, so Toshiya keeps his left hand on the gear shift and steers with his right.
We know which hand he jerks off.
Yeah, which is while this is happening, he activates his ultimate move because he got the bar filled up and drifting, which is 0 counter drift.
That's just what he does naturally.
Yeah, no, I was making a joke.
Yeah.
So Toshiya's turning is in between drift and grip,
which is an interesting concept because I did not know that such a thing could actually exist.
Yeah, because you can't drift and grip at the same time, right? Or because he's doing it here, so I guess you can.
Yeah.
They haven't really
you can do it, but it depends on the car, I think.
Yeah. So Kozo calls Toshiya's turning the perfect drift.
Literally that is what he calls it, which is terrifying to think about.
Yeah. So Todo School and Purple Shadow have been rivals for many years.
Because, well, they literally got beaten by
what the hell is a Purple Shadow anyway? I know it's the group's name. I mean, I know it's the Purple Shadow's the school, but
no, it's just a purple painted glass, and the shadow from it is purple.
Yeah, why not Purple Dragon? That sounds bad.
Oh, nah.
Yeah. So, Risuke figures that Toshiya's single-handed steer could be an extension of the duct tape deathmatch techniques, or the perfected form of it, which I have no idea what that is.
Remember from the very first season with Shingo?
God, you asked me to go back ages.
He drove the red, red car in the first season. He tried to crash Takumi's car.
Okay.
In the duct tape race.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. They had to put the duct tape on their hand.
Yeah.
I remember now.
Well, it was only on the one hand. Oh, we got more people joining in here.
That's right. So Takumi gets the same feeling from Toshiya as he did with the Impreza,
which is not a good sign.
Yeah. So Keisuke says Takumi will lose if he doesn't hold on for the long haul.
He's literally just getting dragged along for the ride.
Yeah. So the second race starts with Toshiya leading and Takumi following.
Well, at least I think it's the second race. It's not 100% certain.
Yeah. Or the second part of the first race.
No.
What?
No, it's the second race because it's only downhill.
Yeah. So Todo says Honda S2000 is faster than a Honda NSX at cornering.
So Toshiya's S2000 engine is a F20, which has the power output to put racing engines to shame.
Yeah, because I have no idea about engines and outputting and power.
Same.
So Risuke drops a lot of S2000 car knowledge on the audience.
Again, not gonna know anything about that. Not gonna get into that.
So Toshiya is a bit perverse the better his opponent, the more Toshiya will mess with them in the race.
Yeah, so the more he'll
So it's
stretch
like
it
if
out.
you suck, it's like, you know what, you're not really my time. But
You're
then
not
if
worth it.
they're good, it's like, oh yeah, let's screw them up. Just crash into
No,
them.
no, it's not.
Drop the cat drops to pop their
No.
tires and then spin out of control.
No, it's not. He doesn't attack the cars. He messes with them by using different lines
Yeah.
but he still gets the exact same time.
Yeah. So if Toshiya doesn't win now, it's because he wants to win by passing Takumi.
And Takumi notices Toshiya's lines are different to his, which indicated to me that it's actually not the second race. It was actually the fourth race. That's how maddening this is.
Yeah. So Matsumoto questions why Risuke told Takumi to ignore Toshiya and use the word ghost.
Because Keisuke somehow knows Takumi's training method.
Yeah. And so that's the end of
Episode 22.
Yeah. Get to episode 23.
We've got 3 episodes left.
It's got 5 pages left.
Not that far off. Oh wait, I think I might have misnumbered. We actually only have 2 episodes left. Yeah, I misnumbered it. That's supposed to be 24. We only got 2 episodes left. Let's do this.
So Takumi starts to think of Risuke's advice.
Oh, only now he does?
Yeah, Takumi doesn't really think about he only thinks about the advice when he needs it.
Yeah.
He just stores it in the vault.
Yeah.
So both cars are still going after 6 rounds.
Yeah, it's 6 rounds deep. That is ridiculous.
Toshiya's line is different each time, which Takumi doesn't understand.
Because he's getting this exact same time every time, while Takumi's times are all over the place.
Yeah.
Because of him trying to copy the line.
Yeah. So Risuke tells Fumihiro to tell Takumi and Toshiya to stop refueling.
So that, as in, like, we need to end this soon.
Yeah. So Takumi asks to see the calculations on the run so far.
And Takumi finds out his times are all over the place while Toshiya's is exact.
Yeah. So Toshiya runs in front of Takumi,
I just covered that point.
Sorry, yeah, exactly. Toshiyama's, is it Toshi or Toshi?
Toshiyama.
Toshiya.
Oh, no, Toshiya.
Toshiya plans to end the battle in the next round. And
so much and this has been going on for so long. I literally changed how I wrote the things.
Yeah. So Risuke tells Takumi before they continue racing to focus on his own line.
Yeah, and in round 7,
which is the first time he gives him actual advice. If you think about it, because he's always been cryptic.
He always gives him advice. This one is more exact.
Yeah, because the other times he's always been cryptic and it's like interpret it your own way, but this is like direct advice. You know what I mean? It's like no bullshit, no hints or own interpretation. It's just like just focus on your own line.
Yeah.
So round 7 starts. Takumi leads with Toshiya following behind.
Well, no, Risuke. Oh yeah, then the next Risuke tells Takumi to note the ditches and side areas of the course.
So Fumihiro realizes why Risuke said to Takumi to look at the course and not Toshiya.
Because that was a key to winning.
Yeah.
What you got going on there?
Sorry, this guy. Sorry about this.
So Takumi's tires are starting to give out through the process of all this racing, and Takumi doesn't know what to do against Toshiya.
Yeah.
And Toshiya has purposely dragged out the battle so he can win the smart way, because the smart way is the best way to win, isn't it? And in the difference of tire performance. But Toshiya's tires are almost gone too.
Yeah, so no, what's going to happen? I wonder. We'll have to keep reading for you all to find out.
So Toshio uses the side area of a corner to get side by side with Takumi, which is terrifying.
For him.
And for Takumi.
No, Takumi's badass. He ain't afraid of no ghost.
No.
See what I did there? Mate.
And passes him on the next consecutive left corner.
Yeah.
Ketsuke thinks Takumi can still win though, because he wants to be the one to beat Takumi.
Yeah.
He won't accept anyone else beating Takumi first.
Yeah, it's like, no, it's either me or no one.
Yeah. Takumi can return to his own pace now because he's free from Toshio's control over him. I cannot believe I put a type. I did a writer in my thing. Putting 25 instead of 24, though. That's still funny.
Yeah. So Toshio attempts to leave Takumi behind, but that doesn't go too well. So Risuke says to have achieved one-handed steering is to have mastery over the outcome of driving.
And Takumi needs to cause panic in Toshio to have a chance of winning.
So Takumi in driving has ascended to godhood. So forget god hand and god leg, he's godhood.
No,
he's ascended.
No, he's probably God Ghost would be better. Once again, he does his infamous.
Yeah. Like, so Takumi needs to cause panic to Toshio to win, and
Toshio is just blocking off the inside line. So Takumi is just like, okay, lights out.
Yeah, so the AE-86 literally disappears.
So like they literally show a shot, and you would see the AE-86 still behind the car, but it's not there. They've basically removed it from the scene.
Yeah. So Takumi gets side by side using the inside lane, passing Toshio.
Line.
Line.
You said
I'm
lane.
saying lane. I know I'm saying lane. Sorry about that. So using the inside line, passing Toshio out of the turn.
And we're into episode 24, not 25.
Yeah, so it's like when he was passing him, he's like, I can just hear the song playing when he turned off the lights and you just see Takumi. It's like, hello, is it me you're looking for?
But Toshio literally panics and is like, has to take his hand off the gear stick and grab the wheel.
Yeah. So this is episode 24, the last episode.
Last episode, round 8 of this ultimate race.
Yeah, so we'll stop it here. It was a good video.
No, we're finishing this now.
Alright, so round 8. So that's round 8 now.
Yeah, literally 8 fucking rounds of this one race.
Yeah. So Toshio leads with Takumi following not behind, but he's close. Well, he's behind, but he's not too far behind. So Takumi wanted to use the gutter drop technique sooner, but couldn't because he was controlled by Toshio, which means like Toshio was like kind of blocking him off, so he couldn't do the technique the right way.
No, So Takumi's ability is to absorb other people's abilities.
Yeah.
Which sounds weird in a car anime, but
it's like Majin Buu.
What?
Majin Buu from DBZ. This absorbs Gotenks and Piccolo and Gohan.
But you know what I mean. And Toshio's technique is to confuse other people.
Yeah.
And because basically Toshio's technique cancels out Takumi's technique in the process.
So Kozu's worried Toshio lost his concentration when Takumi retook the lead, which he did.
Yeah.
So Toshio shows Takumi his record line attack. Wait, did I say lane again or line?
Line.
Okay, I said lane.
So Matsumoto gives his guarantee that the A86 could do 10 or 20 full-speed downhill races without a hitch happening.
Especially with Takumi behind the wheel.
Except we know what happens.
Yeah. It's been a while, so I think I remember what happens. So the gutters on Furret's line use curbstones.
So it's instead of being like a normal gutter, it's like there is a bit of a ditch, but it's more like a mound that he has to get over if he wants to use it.
Yeah. So the gutters are that's it, which place strain on the AE86 suspension.
Because it's going over it.
Yeah. So Yuchi drives Bunta's Impreza up Akina's pass.
Yeah, this is a completely different scene, by the way.
Yeah. So Bunta talks about how Takumi needs to learn new techniques and how a dogfight in racing is about screwing up your opponent's line. Honestly, like speaking of dogfights,
That was sort of my fault.
I'd love because I'd love to see like an anime just about. I don't know if they've made one. If they have, I'll watch it. Just dogfights in the sky with planes. Just people shooting down other people in planes.
I don't think that'd probably be like some sort of World War II anime.
Yeah, but I mean, like if they had like competitions, you know.
Hold on a moment. What's this?
A mystery.
Hey.
Alright.
Is your mom home? No. Can you let her know I'll do the back out next Tuesday? We're too busy after the rain. I need to finish.
Just making so.
Next Tuesday. Okay. Thank you. That's all right.
Yeah.
The distraction, but
Yeah.
let's get going.
Yeah. So Bunta says Takumi has a long way to go. So before he's like
At his own level.
at Bunta's level. Is
Yeah.
What Bunta's saying. So local racers always have an advantage over Project D in that they have the course memorized.
And that's why the whole video thing is a thing that Ryosuke does.
Yeah.
Because then it's basically they've got that course memorized before they even actually see the course for real.
Yeah. So Toshiya is slowly pulling away from Takumi.
And the AE86's suspension fails from a miscalculated gutter run move, which is a surprise from Takumi.
So Toshiya spins out from getting sick and throws up in the bush.
And Takumi gets declared the winner because his car is still going forward and he
Yeah.
passes Toshiya and all that.
Yeah, I felt like throwing up on Monday.
Really?
So I was at work and I had to take like a tray, you know, which you put croissants and all that on.
Mhm.
I was in a hurry and I like it kind of like was at my gut and I hit the fridge and I went boom into my gut and I like cut myself there from the tray.
Ow!
Yeah. I felt
That's a good injury shot right there on the camera.
I better add like gore in that
Nah, I don't.
category. No, 18 plus, not allowed to see.
Oh, I literally all my videos are put as 18 plus anyway. That's probably why I don't get that many views.
Yeah. So Matsumoto will have to check the alignment of the AE86 back at Akina.
But the car still runs fine.
Yeah.
It can drive back to Akina.
Yeah, so the key point of Ryosuke's lesson was the line. Stay in your own line.
Yeah. Don't follow another person's line because they're gonna fuck with your line
Yeah.
every time.
So where we going? Takumi's luck at winning can't be explained through mathematical probability theory.
Because of all things to happen at any time, just Toshiya had to throw up in the middle of the race.
So because mathematics can't explain how badass a person is. If that's Takumi, he didn't throw up, he was badass.
So Keisuke runs a time trial on the Fruits Line hill climb, but Kozo is like, yeah, he's not gonna beat my time.
Yeah. So Kozo and Toshiya have a convo about their races and the time trial event going on.
Because, like, obviously the A86 is not going to be able to do the downhill time.
Yeah. So Toshiya acknowledges that AE86 could be his downhill time.
Which is terrifying, to say the least.
But Keisuke was unable to beat Kozo's best uphill time.
Even after 3 runs.
Yeah. So Kozo offers Keisuke an offer into professional racing, but Keisuke refuses.
He's just like, nah, I have this project that I need to finish.
Yes, and its name is D. Project D.
Yep.
So Toshiya allows Takumi to ride in his S2000 and see his techniques. And Ikutani and Itsuki think Kenji's giving out a woman stay away aura. It's like, be gone.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's a funny joke.
And yeah, he's got his
He's literally like the one character that's really like, yeah. He's the butt of most of the
he's
jokes.
got his chastity belt on. He's ready to repel the women.
Takumi shows up at the gas station in the Impreza.
And Takumi still has many things to do.
Before he's the best.
Yes, like he still has to work. And not just at racing, he has to work at his job.
Yeah.
If he wants to become the manager.
I wanna be the fairy
bears.
The initial D.
Initial D.
Gotta beat them all.
In my AE86. Initial D.
Oh my gosh. The A86 gets fully fixed.
And then that's when we get a recap of all the races from this season. That's when the credits roll, right?
Yeah.
That's right. Did you notice in each season the credits are different? Like at the end?
Yeah. They just have the credits play over the scenes.
Yeah.
That's all it is for pretty much all of it.
Yeah. So that's the end of...
Oh, that's the end of Initial D. 9 parts.
Yeah.
Oh my god. 9 parts that I feel like I'm ready to die.
Yeah. Well, we got through it.
So, yeah. Our next anime is A-chan Can't Study, which is a nice 12-episode anime. Nice and short.
But knowing us...
We'll manage to stretch into 2 episodes.
Maybe even longer than this, 9-parter.
No, we won't be able to. Not unless we just do 1 episode a day.
Yeah.
Or like 1 episode a week. I mean, it's but before we do that, we're going to be doing a game episode where we're playing the Shiratori game with anime titles.
Yeah.
And on the episode, I'll give the rules for it.
Alright.
But the main rule is going to be there's no time limit to it.
Yeah.
But whoever uses the internet first to look up anime names loses.
Why would I look up anime names? I try to remember them.
That's the whole point.
Alright.
If you're struggling to come up with one and you have to go to the internet.
So you just give a letter and I have to come up with a name.
No, so like Nichiju, and then you gotta come up with something that starts with U.
Yeah.
If you're unable to come up with something that starts with U and you go to the internet, you've lost.
Okay. Well, I've already lost because I can't think of an anime that starts with a U.
I have one.
Bastard.
I do. You can. Yeah, you can unmute. We're still wrapping up though.
Yeah.
But yeah, so links to both all our YouTube channels will be down below in the descriptions of this video, along with everything else that I use. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know when the next video comes out across all my channels and his as well.
Yeah, gotta get
ding.
Dong. I gotta get my laptop fixed now. Gotta get my laptop fixed for it.
I'm Mad Scientist. Mad Scientist out.
See you, everyone.